Welcome to this week's Swarf and Chips. Now, you know we like to mix it up a little, and this week is no different. Have we got a surprise for you? Enjoy.
Yeah, thanks, Lindsay. We're out on location this week because we have a new recruit, but he's not here. Where is he?
Late on his first day, would you believe it?
Can you believe it? Well, the idea is this week that our new recruit, Gio Albanese, oh, hang on. I can hear a van. Here he comes.
Here he is.
Better late than never. Now, what we're going to do this week throughout the show is we're going to follow Gio round on his first week, and we're going to start here at XYZ Machine Tools, where he's going to talk to Graham Cherry about the new UMC machine. Then we've got loads of other stuff planned, so keep watching. Here he comes. Morning, how you doing? That's all right.
Good
to see you.
Good to see you.
Listen, we haven't got time to give you a briefing. I know you got your shirt on. You need to get in there and talk to Graham. So good luck and have a good week.
Oh, thank you. See you in a bit. Bye-bye. Graham, the fifth axis market is a very crowded market. What makes this machine stand out from the rest and why?
Yeah, I think we've got a machine which makes the difference. It's extremely accurate. We start off, it's a 9-ton cast iron construction, meionite cast iron. We've got 24 sensors all around the machine tool, so it's thermally stable. We also standard XYZ. We have Heidenhain glass scale, so it's extremely accurate. Then we go to the A and C axis, and you tend to get slight inaccuracies on the mechanical side of the A and C axis. So what we have is kinematic. That's a way of probing the tables in A and C axis, and to use the kinematic function, and it brings all the accuracies together. So it's very accurate.
That sounds fantastic. I can see it's a large working envelope there, Graham. What is the swing diameter?
Yeah, it's 600. This table is manufactured in Italy. It's 600 diameter maximum size, 600 kilograms on the table. C-axis is chilled, and it runs at 90 revs per minute, so it's excellent.
Wow, that is quick. So it's direct drive.
It is direct drive. You can have direct on the A as well, but generally machining when you're 5-axis, it's really XYZ. And the C-axis is the key 4-axis that makes the difference. The A only really moves not as much.
Good morning, Ken. I've just spoke to Graham about the machine. Can you tell me a little bit about the CAM strategy from Open Mind, please?
Yeah, so with this strategy, we're utilising what's called a conical barrel tool. So this tool it has a very large radius on the side of the tool, and it also has a cone angle, which means the tool can be tilted further away from the walls and you can make it shorter. So what we're utilising the very large radius on this tool. So traditionally, you would machine these areas with ball mills. And of course you then got to use a small step over to get the surface finish that you want. Whereas with a much larger radius on the barrel tool, you can use a much bigger step over, and hence then save time.
I've seen and done a bit of research, and it says that you can save up to 90% cycle times. What applications would this be possible?
The first areas to look at is parts that have flat faces, planes. So we're talking deep pockets, hard to reach areas, again where you would have to get them with a ball mill. So obviously that lends itself to the aerospace industry, structural components where deep pockets too deep to swarf cut. But then also in mould and die, again, there's lots of these parts. They have lots of flat faces, and those are the areas where straight away you can get big benefits.
Fantastic. With the strategy, the surface finish, I'm quite impressed with it. How is this achieved?
So it's because you've got that very wide contact area on the barrel tool with the large radius. So if you compare that, you may be utilising, say, a 12mm ball mill normally, whereas the barrel tool, you're looking at radiuses of 1000mm, 1500 millimeters. So even by using a 4 or 5mm step over, you're still able to achieve that good surface finish.
Alright guys, thanks for your time today. TCT are proud sponsors.
Yep. Yes, yeah.
And I just want to ask you, what do you do on a Friday?
Just watch Swarf and Chips all day. Love it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Perfect.
Okay, so I'm in Sheffield. I've just come to meet with Gio. We're off to the AMRC today. Day number two. Morning, chap. How are you?
Hey, morning, Paul. How the devil are you? All right?
All right, mate. You?
Good journey up?
Here he is. Yeah, all good. How was the rugby players yesterday?
Spot on, spot on. Don't know much about rugby, but they're a nice bunch of lads.
I know Joe likes playing with balls, doesn't he? He spends most of his life doing that. Right, let's go. We're off to the AMRC in Sheffield today to it's for a Open Mind Open Day to look at Hypermill Max machining. So let's go.
Fantastic. Let's get it on.
Hi Simon, we're here at the AMRC today. What an amazing event. It's fantastic to see all this technology. I spoke to Ken about the conical barrel machining and the new fifth axis strategy that you have. And today I've learned a little bit more about the helical drilling cycles that you do to rough out large pockets and holes. Can you tell me a little bit more about this, please?
Yeah, sure. So the Hypermill Helix 5-axis helical drilling is part of the Hypermill Max machining cycles, which is what this whole event is all about. Ken previously showed you the advantages of using conical barrel tools on flat planar faces with deep pockets and maybe small radiuses, or over curved surfaces as well. But really, that replaces the need for ball nose tools where you're typically stepping down very small distances, but whereas you can use with the conical barrel tools very large step overs up to 6 to 8 millimeters and still have a brilliant finish. But let's not forget, we've got to remove the material in the first instance. So, you know, what innovative cycle have we got for this? I'm using the MTD muff to explain this, so hopefully it will be able to explain it quite accurately. The 5-axis helical drilling is all about removing material quickly, mainly for deep pockets, but especially for machine tools that probably don't really have a lot of horsepower, where you can go down with a U-drill and start plunging into that material with high feed and forces. The helical 5-axis drilling basically cocks the tool over in one angle so that you're relieving the tool holder from colliding with the side of the face, and it also leans the tool over this way as well, so you're always cutting on the front of the tool and you're not almost dragging the back of the tool along, or back cutting as I like to call it, where you're dragging the tool along the surface. You're leaning the tool away to avoid collision with the tool holder. You're also leaning the tool forward so that it relieves the back of the tool and it clears the material out more effectively. Now this allows us really to drive that tool extremely quickly into the material, but the actual forces on the tool and on the machine are extremely low. Even as little as ramping as much as 20% angle into the tool, into the part, sorry, you can achieve a 5% force on the control showing a 5% force. So it really is an effective way and an extremely quick way of removing material fast.
Good morning, Tony. Are ball nose cutters a thing of the past now, with conical barrel cutters and the new technology from this presentation today?
Morning, Gio. No, I don't think they are. Traditional ball nose cutters will still have a place. The investment needed to make, obviously, in these tools is higher in terms of the carbide content and the actual manufacture process. So unless the customer is using the full benefits of the tool, there will still be a place for everyday use of traditional ball nose cutters.
And the conical barrel cutters, are they application specific?
They are very much, we are looking for certain components, certain surfaces, certain features. So if there's anybody with flat surfaces in components, in aerospace, mould and die, etc., then that's where the opportunity, if they're making enough of those parts and there's a lot of time being invested on machining those parts, that's where we can really save some time with this new range of tools.
So it's high volume work on fifth axis simultaneous machining?
Not necessarily high volume. If there's enough volume and it's taking time because of the nature of the scanning process for the traditional ball nose, then even if it's not automotive type volumes, it can be aerospace, lower volumes, as long as there's enough quantifiable volume with that type of feature, then it's still worth the investment in the software and the tools, because the savings can be, as we said before, up to 90% on machining time. So if you're making enough parts, there's a big cost saving to be made.
One thing that wasn't mentioned in the presentation was the roughing cycles. Now, I understand that this is up to 90% in the finishing cycles. Have you any tools available for the roughing cycles?
Yeah, we have a complete range of tools for the roughing cycles. Typically, Open Mind and ourselves have seen up to 75% saving time in roughing cycles. Obviously, the event today is more about the circle segment milling cutters and the benefit that can be made in finishing. But yes, there's an opportunity to look at the roughing cycles also.
Brilliant. And as WNT, you're also supplying work holding. Now, obviously, does this put more stresses into the components or more forces? Does it want to pull the components out of the work holding? And have you got a solution for this if this is the case?
No, what we're finding, the tools are very, very smooth cutting. A lot of the stresses are put into the process in the roughing cycles anyway. This is finishing, it's no worse than or no more stresses than a typical traditional ball nose scanning process.
Did you just put him up? Yeah. Who's telling you critical Gio!
Hey Paul, we've just had a great tour with Alistair. We're here at Star in Derby. Can you tell me a little bit more about the event and touch on HFT as well in the process?
Well, we had a great tour with Alistair around the canteen. That's where he knows best. But yeah, the open house here, which we've come to kind of preview, is on October the 10th, the 11th and 12th here at their head office in Derby. There's going to be 8 premium sliding head lathes on show here, including the UK launch of the SR20J Type 2, which is a bigger machine than its predecessor in terms of its weight. You can get more tools on it. It's also got guide bush and non-guide bush applications, so that machine will be on show too.
Ah, brilliant. And I look forward to see and learn a bit more about the HFT.
The
software.
The HFT is an important one. High frequency turning is basically you can add this to your star sliding head lathe. If you're experiencing getting stringy swarf when you're machining, then HFT software will enable that to chip. And of course, that's great because you don't want to have birds nested in your machine where you have to have your operators to intervene or keep monitoring the machine. So HFT will be in action on several of the machines here at the event.
So great productivity gains through this software.
Totally.
And what partners are going to attend?
In the usual style, there's always not just machines here, there's everything to go with it, pumps and equipment, filter mist, Floyd Automatic, WNT with their new range of sliding head tooling, also LNS bar feed, so there'll be lots here for engineers to see, and they can obviously visit Star's website to find out more.
Fantastic. And just to finish off, can you touch on service and applications and support?
It's a good point. Big thing. It's a good point because engineers come up here, but the sliding head technology is about turnkey. In a lot of instances, about turnkey production. It's about reducing downtime, non-cutting times, and that's what these guys are great at here at Star. They've got an applications team on hand on the day. You can bring your drawings, bring your components, and you can go away feeling reassured that actually you can make your components faster using one of these sliding head lathes from Star GB.
Fantastic. And again, can you just reconfirm that date for me, please, Paul?
Yep, so the event actually takes place here at their head office in Derby on October the 10th, the 11th and the 12th, and everyone is welcome.
Paul, we're at Interplas today with a D800 with additive technology, innovative additive technology. Can you tell me a little bit about this, please?
Yeah, this is a new machine that we brought out, Gio. It's a hybrid machine, so you can CNC machine and also use additive technology to build up parts or, you know, add things to anything you're making, really.
And does it change the capabilities of the machine in any way? The Y-axis, the Z-axis, strokes, the envelope?
No, all the travels are the same. It's a standard D800 machining centre, but it's just got the bolt-on additive technology.
So you've got the best of both worlds, really.
Yeah, I mean, this machine, you can use it for additive work. If you haven't got additive work coming through, you can basically dock the laser away, and it's just a 3-axis machining centre.
And I've noticed it's not really changed much of the footprint.
No, the machine's exactly the same. There's a couple of units that obviously are required for the additive side, i.e. the gas and the powders, but that fits within the footprint of the machine anyway.
And do you see this being a big success?
Yeah, this is going to be huge. It's, you know, we're already generating a hell of a lot of inquiries. The price of the machine is really competitive at under £200,000, and sky's the limit for this.
Yeah, it's been a very good event for us. Obviously, it's where all the additive manufacturers come together. We can learn from them, they can learn from us. A lot of customers are coming here today, so it's been a really good event for us so far.
Fantastic. And obviously the Lumex machine, additive and subtractive machining. Where do you see this in the future, or now at the present time? Where do you think this is going?
Well, I think we look at it slightly differently from other additive-only companies, because we're a subtractive company in the first place. So we've combined our own machining centre, and where there would be a fixed table, replace that with a full powder bed system. So we actually machine while we're building, and we think that's going to be slightly different from additive only. So for instance, I've just got a part here which I'll show you. It gives us the advantage of actually machining parts and actually building around them, which is something you can't do once you've built them. So all the advantage of additive, with conformal cooling, etc., but the advantage also of machining while you're building them.
Manufacturing parts that in the past were it possible to manufacture?
That's really where we are at the moment. We're in the sort of situation where people have to understand the advantage of additive and then really change their designs to take all those advantages. If you want to build something you're already making, then you're not going to make it additively. If you've got to design something you can't make any other way, that's where additive comes.
Well, just coming to TCT from Interplas, is there any sort of highlights so far from you, Gio?
The new technology, Mark, is just mind-boggling, to be honest. We've been onto the Autodesk stand and looked at their 3D printing strategies. Some of their new strategies are just phenomenal, and we can see the interview that Joe did on another video. We've been on to the ROMI stand and looked at their D800 machine, which has got additive manufacturing but still removal as well. So these new technologies and innovations are just amazing.
Because I think a lot of people actually come to TCT because from a design element point of view. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely, because I don't know how it's looking like to me that it's not long before it starts manufacturing as well as rapid prototyping and design. But it's looking to me like it's going to be a mixture of additive manufacturing and removal within the same process, and application specific too.
And I've also noticed there's quite a few metrology companies here from a point of view of actually measuring things as well. That's part of the process, isn't it?
It's all connected. It's all connected, and I think that the inspection, metrology, it all needs to come together. And the complexity of some of the processes that we see here is just, like I say, it's mind-boggling.
Highlight the week, day 4, with me.
Well, obviously, that's the best part of the week so far, Colin.
Yeah. And where are we?
Today we're at AW Precision,
yep.
And they've got their technical day here today. They're not just they're the only UK manufacturers of punch, die, and stamp equipment. Yeah. But they're also looking to show people their facility and all the capabilities they've got. I think we took a short video showing the amount of machines they've got here on.
Well, I mean, technical day's been really successful. Already got an order just off the back of that, so great showcasing that. Now, I'm going to put you under some pressure here. What's been the highlight of the week so far?
Again, the highlight of the week, Colin, is obviously being with you.
Never in doubt. But in all seriousness, best bit?
I think it's got to be the TCT exhibition, yeah, and the additive machining and the software involved, yeah, and how that's evolved is just mind-blowing. And I think it's going to change the landscape of engineering.
Yeah. All great. Now, highlights, what about the lowlights?
Joe's coffee, Joe's tea making was a bit poor.
Yeah, I heard that.
And also, I went to the Leicester Tigers and they used me as a rugby ball. They messed up my hair.
Oh, disaster.
I had to have a word with Tom Croft. And, but on the flip side, they're all going to watch Swarf and Chips on Friday, so that's not too bad.
Gio, it's great having you on board, really is. And also, you've got Brad Pitt presenting. I have to work with normally Muppet, Cesspit, Armpit. Now we've got another Brad Pitt, so it's fantastic. Day 5, really busy tomorrow. We hope you come back next week.
Thank you.